This channel is supported by my books, including my new book, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak, a bestseller on Amazon. Hey, these books make great holiday gifts. You can learn more at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon. Oh, good red, good red. All right, good morning. Yeah, first Florida trip of the winter. Yeah, this video will never see the light of day. I have no clue what's going on. I'm just gonna go out and fish and try some different spots. And you know, well, come on, it's the first trip with the boat the season. You just want to make sure everything works. Poke around, try to learn something for subsequent trips. But you never know. Maybe I'll get lucky, stumble on something. So we'll see. Yeah, one of the biggest adjustments for me coming from up north and then fishing down here in Southwest Florida is learning how to run a boat in the shallows where you're often in less than 2 feet of water and going over 30 miles an hour. And that's, yeah, so that takes some getting used to. And for one thing, you have to have jump points where you jump up and other points where you land where it's deep enough to do those things. Well, here we go. Yeah, at the end of the video, I'm going to have the return trip with the sun overhead, and you're going to be able to see the shallows, and yeah, that's, to me, scary. Yeah, so right after I jumped to plane there, that channel, if you want to call it that, it's only 2.5 feet of water on this tide stage, and way less than that on the edges, and it's narrow, and you've got those cement power poles, so yeah, it's a little intimidating. All right, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'll have links to all of the gear in the video description. Yeah, that's my best friend on the boat right there, because that unit's got a Humminbird Coastmaster Florida card in there, and it shows the depth and contours very well, and that's a big help. So hey, putting stuff in the box like cell phone and stuff, and really that's because you know you do a lot of running up and down along the gunnels, and you could slip and fall, and I mean it wouldn't be a big deal. You're gonna fall in 2 feet of water, but probably wouldn't be great for the phone. Not that I would ever fall out of a boat or anything. Okay, so just starting where I had fished back in the spring, and that's, you know, not probably the best tactic, but it's, you know, I got to start somewhere. So going to work this shoreline. It's windy. It's got some shelter here. Just gonna start working it. And it's just so beautiful. I mean, there's rarely other boats around, so you know you're really on your own. Not that I want to follow boats, but you couldn't do that if you wanted to, because there just aren't any. And you'll get an up close of the lure rigging in a bit. So I've already made one major screw up. You know, just the boat just got in the water yesterday. I did not put the foot pedal for the trolling motor in the boat. So I'm going to have to control that with the micro remote. It's not going to hurt me too bad. All right, so watch the edge of the mangroves. Great timing. A fish is going to jump while I'm ready to cast. Okay, some kind of fish. First one. we got? Small red. I will take anything. Absolutely anything. There's a little guy. Alright, first redfish of the year. Hopefully the first of many. First redfish on the red rod. Oh, I've spent about 1.5 years trying to get this rod the way I wanted it. This is a dark matter Skinner, like some of the other ones available, but yeah, made for this kind of fishing. You're gonna see this a lot. It's just perfect for this. Beautiful. I've got so many unknowns on this trip. I'm gonna just go with my confidence lure. This is the John Skinner Mossy Mullet from Salt Strong. What's really important is that hook is a Owner 3/0 1/8 ounce. You know, they make a lot of different kinds of swim bait hooks. That's the one for this lure. Yeah, I guess I've kind of convinced myself that putting the Mr. Juice on there is a good thing. It certainly doesn't hurt. And yep, so a dose of that. And there are links to these in the video description. I think there's even a free offer on this stuff. But yeah, for the Snook, the reds, the trout, you know, I used to throw a lot of gulp. I can't throw gulp right at this time because the pinfish will hammer you every single cast. This has really become my go-to. Yeah, and if you use that Mr. Juice stuff, be careful not to get it on your boat. It's just, it really is stinky, and you know, even when it like dries on there. I mean, yeah, you know, you're able to wash it off with soap and stuff, but you may have noticed when I applied it, I made sure that, you know, I held it downwind of me so I didn't get it on the boat. Another one. Oh! You know, I was just, I didn't think it was a redfish when it first hit. Oh, you suck, like, you really just suck. Okay, so maybe, what the heck? I don't know what those hits are. All right, in the tree, the trick is don't panic, just light twitches, get it out. There we go. Had to throw it in the tree to get him, but you know. A lot of little reds around. All right, so I've got wind pushing water across that point, so I'm going to try and tuck it up in there in such a way that I can fire that lure up tight to those mangroves just behind the point. You know, I'm kind of sort of casting into the wind doing that. But yeah, I mean, that just looks really good to me because I know there's going to be water movement coming across, but it's going to be fishable because on the other side it's really going to blow. But let's see. This looks great for the future, right? was great. Yeah, not much better. Boy, these are great fish though. Ouch. Back to back cast. All right, let's get the next one from a different angle so you can see the retrieve speed. I've kicked that camera off the back on an angle, so you should be able to see my hand on the reel. All right, so I caught a bunch of those there, but I just couldn't pull any size. I am not complaining. To go out on the first trip of the season, have that many redfish, great. I just moved around the corner. See what I can do here. And on it went. I did try other areas. This was the only place I had fish, and I had a lot of them. 27 redfish. No big ones though. So yeah, that's not going to make for a very good video. Let's take a look at the next trip. It's going to be much different weather. All right, the mangroves are behind me. I'm just throwing a bomb cast out there because I saw something move. And I have a small spook type plug on there. That's interesting. That plug didn't get very far at all. Trout, I assume. All right, you'll see the rod action better on the next cast. I'm kind of holding that rod down on a low angle, twitching it. Just want to see what these are. Trout, I assume they're trout. Just would like to know. Oh, oh damn. All right, let's get out there a little bit. That looked like a red. There's 2 casts, 2 hookups. Come on, fish on. Find out what these are. That's a trout. Okay, 100%. Not bad size. catching up out of the way, so. Look at that. Yeah, not along the mangroves at all. Catch a few, make sure that's all trout and there aren't any redfish in there. Look at that, it's boiling. Oh. That is another trout. So there were trout hits just about every cast there, but not really great size. You know, that first one was the biggest one, so I've moved on. And I've got a nice little pass here between a couple of islands. You can see I've got a bar to my right. I've got water movement. This just looks great. I don't think I have ever fished this before. And that's the thing. It's endless like this. It's all over. A lot of it looks great. Most of it looks great. You just have to kind of fish it and try to figure it out. Oh, good red, good red. Yeah, turn off the trolling motor, put down the Raptor anchor so I don't get dragged into the spot. Boy. Yeah, amazed I didn't get a good run out of him, but yeah, he's going to resist here for a bit. That's a nice one. I'm kind of ducking the wind here, but I've got a stretch where I've caught some decent snook before. That's a snook up there. All right, a small one to start, but yeah, we'll do better than this. All right, another little gap in the islands. I know I've never fished this before. Boy, does this look good. I've got like open water beyond me, actually behind me as well to some extent, if you want to call it open, but plenty of current flow, got some depth. Boy, this looks great. Yep, another one of those small reds like on the previous trip, which I think I only caught 2 small reds on this trip. So yeah, they move around. And I, fished some of the same water this trip as the previous one. But all right, the thing to watch here, there's a light spot right in front of the mangroves. Focus on that. You're going to see something, and it's going to be important. Hopefully you saw that shadow, you saw that fish swim by. It's a big snook. Now, if that was a redfish, probably he's not going to hit. Now, a snook puts up with a lot more nonsense, and I think that fish is still in play even though I spooked it. They don't seem to be as touchy about being spooked. So, all right, that was a good cast up ahead. No result. All right, going to take just a minute break here to recharge my lure with some of that Dr. Juice. Part of the reason is basically to give that fish a minute to mellow out. And so let me juice that lure up and resume casting. Snook of the year right there. There you go. That's a beauty. Okay, right there. All right, that was that for that area. I made a move here, didn't do anything, but this gives me a nice jump to plane spot. I got to get up quickly. There's only like 1.5 to 2 feet of water in front of me. But this is where you're going to see running across the shallows, which if you're from Florida, probably not a big deal. For me, big deal. So yeah, there's definitely less than 2 feet of water here. You can't stop when you're doing this. This is, again, for my northern followers that haven't done this. You have to jump in certain spots, land in certain spots. You can't land here without, hitting bottom. But it just works. The boats are made to do this. Okay, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Check out my online courses at saltstrong.com/Skinner and my new Northeast fishing message board at Saltstrong. There's a link to that in the video description. And don't forget my books, including my new book, Fishing the Edge, Techniques and Tales from Surf, Boat, and Kayak, a bestseller on Amazon. And you can learn more at johnskinnerfishing.com and on Amazon.